In this video, we will talk about self-hypnosis and self-hypnosis, what we use them for and how. What basic techniques you can use on your own. Usually self-hypnosis and self-hypnosis are done by those people who have this knowledge and techniques, who have studied hypnosis, who have read specialized literature, who have watched videos on YouTube, who have a rough idea, at least roughly, how to do it. How do you do it and what is it for? Self-hypnosis and self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is when a session is conducted to yourself. It is usually carried out by people when it is not possible to go to a therapist. Or when, for example, you yourself know how you can work with yourself better in a given second, in a given minute. You yourself know all too well how to induce trance, what to do inside, how to come out of it. And usually for self-hypnosis, the most popular techniques a person can use. It's a shamanic ritual. Our shamanic ritual is performed to shamanic tambourines. When we, with the beginning of these tambourines, go to our place of power, there we find a teacher, we consult with him, he gives us an answer, and further under the ringing of bells, which usually by the end of these shamanic tambourines begins to sound, we return back. That is how we solve our problem in 5 to 7 minutes. This a person can do on their own while lying in bed. The second is usually self-hypnosis. Just like that. Classic. Trance-inducing, relaxing. For example, a person can't sleep. This is the most common thing you amateurs usually study hypnosis for. In order to fall asleep. As a rule, people who are active, whose brain cannot calm down, the body is constantly in tension, it is very difficult for them to sleep. This is the most popular problem that is solved with self-hypnosis. So, in order to solve it, you lie down comfortably, you make yourself comfortable. Your lights are off, there are no extraneous sounds. You're lying there with no distractions. If necessary, a mask over your eyes, earplugs in your ears or headphones if you have some special music you fall asleep to. And this is the position in which you begin self-hypnosis. Using self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis equals self-hypnosis. It usually starts with relaxation, as in any trance. I mean, I'm starting to breathe evenly and deeply. My left leg is relaxed. The toe on the left foot is relaxed. Next, move to the right leg and so go through the whole body. You can do internal organs. Larynx, back, neck, shoulders. And everything is slowly, gradually relaxing for you. You just mentally visualize these organs, these body parts and relax them. And try to talk to yourself, as if you were talking to someone. You say to yourself. Next. Self-suggestion is from a me perspective. So usually when a therapist says to their patient, you relax, you feel relaxed there. And I'm the one who's self-deprecating. I relax, I feel good, comfortable, convenient. I am willing to work on my task fully. Relaxed. Okay, my eyes are closing. They're getting heavier. I breathe and fill my chest with oxygen. I mean, everything we do when we trance a patient. Now you're doing your own thing from the position of me. Me, me, me. And in this way, if you know the basic techniques for dream immersion, it is counting, it is the representation of some small details. For example, you consider the leaves on an imaginary tree, every twig, every leaf, the cut, that is as detailed as possible. In this case, if we are talking about falling into sleep, then you should alternate the slow, routine, monotonous work with self-exhortations. With self-talk, like I'm relaxing, I'm falling asleep, I want to sleep, I'm tired, and tomorrow I'll wake up with renewed energy, full of energy. And that's the kind of compulsion you have. And I see the lamb jumping over the fence very slowly. It's practically flying. I see a second lamb. My eyes close at that. And see, I've already told you in this video how to fall asleep. We alternate the story with self-deprecations on falling asleep. And, as a general rule, who gets how much? Some will take 10 minutes, some 20, but falling asleep happens. The main thing is that it should be, who has serious sleep problems, not a boring story. For example, 1, 2. If you have trouble sleeping, it means that your brain is constantly analyzing some information. He needs to be given a different task. Let him analyze it, look at the pictures of interest. You need to go somewhere in self-hypnosis to contemplate interesting pictures there. Well, go for a walk in some ancient castle or some fairy tale forest with fairy tale animals and plants and contemplate. And then we'll do a self-relationship for falling asleep. That way your brain it will be interested, and it will actually relax and take in that information and fall asleep. In what cases do we still use self-hypnosis and self-hypnosis? For example, self-hypnosis is very popular for pain tasks when a person is in pain. So we have self-hypnosis as issues with pain, when there is some pain and pills don't help, or you need to get rid of the pain very quickly. No pills. Self-hypnosis helps us sleep. What I just told you. And self-hypnosis helps us get better with you. When you get better. When you need to break bad habits. Or instill new habits. Self-hypnosis is just such a session. And you can do self-hypnosis regularly throughout the day. Well, for example, let's start with pain. How do you get rid of the pain? There are many different techniques, and I have them described in other videos. Pain management techniques. But nevertheless, you must realize that the person himself, for example, at a dental appointment, can get rid of the pain with the help of hypnosis, self-hypnosis. So no one is here to help him, he's on his own, and he can minimize that pain in the moment. From there, it gets better. The most obvious self-hypnosis are I am beautiful, I am doing well, I am wonderful, I am the healthiest, my body is self-healing. That is, those positive compulsions that make our lives better. Our habits. If we want, for example, to introduce a new habit, as all successful people have, to read before going to bed, we will indoctrinate ourselves with what? I read to become a better person. I read to get information. I read to make a lot of money. I read to meet a good man. And there's self-hypnosis. Usually, if you're already practicing, it's no problem at all. But if you're just starting out, the self-hypnosis, I recommend that you first sit down straight on an A4 piece of paper, and here's the thing to do is to write a list of your best qualities, of the qualities that you want to accomplish a goal or for wellness. When it comes to health, it's the same with habits. That is, we must clearly understand what habits we have bad, we remove them. How good they are, we write them down and we'll indoctrinate ourselves. As a rule, here goes. You know, when a mom tells her kid from a very young age that you're a retard, you're not going to get anywhere. This is usually where suggestion works. And at that point, it is up to the individual to choose. Either he accepts what she said and he's a moron and will never amount to anything in life. Then as process, he gets compulsion. That's a first. We have a chain going. The next thing is self-hypnosis. And after that, life goes on. So he's been indoctrinated by someone, you're a retard, you're not getting anywhere. Next, it goes to a stage where the person either agrees or says no. You know what, my dear, I'll get you spite them, spite everyone. And this is where he tells himself that he's going to make it. Or he'll say, well, yeah, I'm a moron. Well, I was told I was a retard, so I'm a retard. Yes, that's where he has to decide. Either he succumbs to this compulsion or he chooses his path. And he's building his life around what he's decided. This is how we have compulsion with my mom, usually with my childhood. And that's where all the problems and all the successes of some great successful people come from, where they were indoctrinated as children that they were fools, and they proved to the world otherwise. That's the way it works here, that's the way it works. That's the way the human psyche works.